Hello and welcome to Walnut Lodge. You join us today on a beautiful sunny day. We're early in January and the weather is just lovely today. Just giving us the hope that spring is just around the corner. So I've got lots of jobs to do in the potager today, and I'll take you through some of them. This is our compost area. We've got two compost bins at the moment, and the chickens are up on us. They're pecking away. So this is all the accumulation in the right hand bin of all the rubbish that we've had, the food scraps, not the peelings because the chickens eat them, but any rubbish we generate from the garden, grass clippings. This is all from 1 year. So my first job is to turn it, and that involves moving it from this one to the one on the left hand side. Maureen's helping out. You can probably see here, look, there's some potatoes that have started seeding. There's some more over there. They're just the old potatoes that we've put in. We've probably cleared some soil or cleared some hay, and they've started seeding again. So the right hand side of the pottage, just as I go in, just in front of the chicken house. It's just a little bed that we've set up to put some shrubs and plants and perennials in, just as a holding place for them to go into the garden when we find the right home for them. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. It needs weeding. I haven't weeded it for about 3 or 4 months, so that's a job that I need to do now. These are roses that we bought at the end of last season. There was a pepiniere or nursery that usually sells to trade, but they were having a sale, so we bought some shrub roses. There was a red one, a yellow one, a peach one, and a pink one, and they were about probably about 1.8 meters tall. And I pruned them down before I put them in, and I struck some cuttings, and the cuttings, you can see the buds at the top, seem to have taken, which is good, so we'll have some more plants. Right next to the compost bins is a soil stack. This is where we've lifted turf for projects around the garden, and we just stored it on the most part upside down, so that the grass doesn't grow, and then I just leave it for a year, and then we've got great topsoil. So that's what this pile is. So this tiny little bed is for plants that we are trying to propagate. I've taken some cuttings and put them in. I'm just growing them on until they're big enough to put elsewhere in the garden. And this area is right next door to where we keep the bees. We put some cherry saplings in there from a patch that we took up about September, October time, and we have been given a bush here. This is a goji berry, and there is, what is that next to it? Yeah, it was a pomegranate that we were given. I planted some garlic in about October time, and garlic needs a period of cold to succeed, and the garlic's doing really well. It's a bit weedy, but they're just winter weeds that are coming up. They won't take long to get rid of them. And next to the garlic are onions that are put in. Next door to that is an empty bed. It was a very small bed, it had tomatoes in, And there is one more space for another bed, and that's the last bed that I've got to dig. The whole of the potager, when we first moved in, just had a raised bed. You can see the green tent at the end. That's with brassicas in at the moment. Behind that is strawberries, and that was the only raised bed. No, I tell a lie. There was another 1 or 2 small ones next to it, and the rest of it was really grass and plants dotted around. So over the last 2 years, it's taken us 2 years to get the potager in a state where it's looking, well, certainly better than it was. So that's resulted in just one more area that needs digging. So that's my job now. So that's part of the last bed dug. You can probably see around the potager how much the grass has grown. We've had a few days of really nice weather and the grass has shot up. So that's my next job, to cut the grass. I'll finish the rest of this bed later on this afternoon. Before we redug the potager, mowing was a doddle. We'd have to ride on mower and it'd be done in about 15-20 minutes. Now that we've dug all the beds and it's a little bit more intricate, I have to use the push mower, so it takes a little bit longer. So you can see I've got my work cut out. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you would like to share it with friends, that would be fantastic. And we'll see you next time.